know? When you go out in the woods, what do you see out there? Pardon me? Thorns, ticks. One of the best way I know to get ticks off your clothing is with a little fine-tooth comb, okay? And duct tape. But ticks, you can brush ticks off with a comb. There's all kinds of things that you can do with the comb, believe me. Comes in handy. A whistle. Make sure that you have a whistle. That is a requirement. When we go out in the woods, I want to know that everybody has a whistle. We do our search signs, we stop and start with a whistle. We attract attention with a whistle. We look for people with a whistle.
From McLean County, I'm outside of this, I'm the group and wing finance officer, but I'll also be helping with teaching a couple of courses.
Lieutenant Shelby, you want to introduce yourself, please, sir?
I am Second Lieutenant Tim Shelby. I'm from the McLean County Coast Guard, and I'll be teaching you some of your courses.
Okay. There's a couple of instructors that aren't here yet. Raun Hamilton, some of you know, will be given the B cut here after these introductory GTM3 course. Captain Bob Wiley from Springfield will be doing your MAP course. All right. We don't really care what kind of jacket you wear, as long as you wear some sort of something to keep you warm. We prefer that it somehow matches your uniform in some way or looks at least professional. I don't think a polka dot jacket would be too professional on top of a BDU. However, if that's all you have, we're fine with that. Same with gloves, headgear, representing our community, state, and nation, right? So let's wear our uniforms properly. Okay, 24-hour pack. This is a short haul, one-day duty pack. This should have everything in it that's required for you to complete the job at hand. When I say that, it doesn't mean you have to haul a house on your back, okay? We have had people who've shown up with these humongous packs. When we go out on a search and rescue, if we're looking for a person in particular, we're moving quickly, okay? The 72-hour pack that we always talk about, that's your three-day pack. And it has the stuff in it that replenishes your 24-hour pack, all right? And we're gonna go over the 4 R's and what they are and how to do that. But everything that's in your 24-hour pack, you should be able to replenish out of your 72-hour pack if need be. I have a vest with modular pockets. I also have a backpack. It's easier for me to carry more gear if I'm wearing a vest because it's load bearing. And these are the basic things that need to go on your person, all right? Carried on your person, in your pockets, around your neck. If you're unsure of something, the answers to all the questions that we're doing today are in this book, all right? You can download this if you don't want to buy it. It's $5, or $6 now. If you don't want to buy it, you can download. You take out what you take in, right? You take all that stuff out when you get back. Otherwise, you will not be prepared the next time that you go out, okay? Very, very important. A lot of people forget this. And we'll go and we'll do a 24-hour pack and lay their stuff out on the table and you go, where's your rain gear? Oh, I used it at the last mission to make a litter. Well, it's raining. You need your rain gear.
This could be thorns, you know, poison ivy, poison oak, stuff like that. So this is basically what the class is over. That way we can identify those and get through. Allow enough time for your teams to safely traverse the hazardous areas. So take your time, don't rush through it. You know, there's somebody's life on the line, but once you get hurt, now you become the mission. And you're no good to the mission then, you can't help. The rule is, if there's 3 leaves, let it be.
So the first phase, and again, this is the old system. The first phase is what you're doing right now, the B cut. And we'll talk about the standard operating procedures and local operating procedures. You may be issued a ROA. That is actually being changed. Once you get B cut, A cut, I cut, you'll actually have it noted on your 101 cards, and everybody knows what that is, right? It's your actual regulations for the new people, the card that shows your authorizations of what you can do. My position is Group 5 Comm Officer. I'm also Deputy Commander Group 5. Now, Major Jensen is the Wing Director of Communications. He's authorized the Group Comm Officers to conduct the A-Cut classes. I assume that'll probably be the same way that we'll do the I-Cut.
And so what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Captain Wiley, and he's our local map guru, and listen to him closely. He knows his maps, and hopefully when you get done with this, you'll be able to recognize a lot of things that we're going to put you through tomorrow. So everything that he's going to say here today will have great bearing on the mission tomorrow. So have fun.
Captain Bob Wiley. I'm from the Springfield Regional Composite Squadron in Springfield, Missouri, and I've been using this with CAP for several years now, and I've done some teaching with CAP and with CERT on land navigation using map and compass, but my love for maps goes way back. I guess I started this with Boy Scouts and then started backpacking cross-country. We were bushwhacking, not using any roads or trails, going cross-country using topographic maps and compass, and felt that at any time we knew where we were, we knew where we were going, and we could figure out how we were going to get there by looking at a topo map and using our compass. And this was pre-GPS, but as Eric said, this is a very basic technology that will not fail you. It's something that you can stick in your pocket, that the batteries never die.
The default position to keep that in is 121.5, because when you go on a real mission, you don't have to take time trying to figure out which one's right.
True. Some of these will come with a second set of antennas that will be shorter. Yeah, don't use those. Use these longer antenna elements.
The short ones are for UHF, the 243 signal.
Military.
This is basically a diagram of what happens. Once a plane crashes, the ELT sends that signal, it rotates around the Earth, and if the person has it, the Alpha or the ship, it does the same thing. It'll go to the user terminal, and then to the AFRCC. And then
Cold day here in Branson West Missouri, March 5th, 2011. It's about 32 degrees out here. We have Civil Air Patrol professionals from 5 different squadrons in Group 5 of the Missouri Wing.
Okay, line search. These are something of a, you don't want to use these right off the bat. These are a last resort, and they're really, really detailed, and they're slow. They take a long time to do because you only move as fast as your slowest person. Here we go. So they're really slow. You only move as fast as your slowest person. Somebody tell me why you would want to do that. You only move as fast as your slowest person. You want to make sure that you're covering the ground as thoroughly as possible, and if you're moving too fast, you're scanning too quickly, and you're not really thoroughly looking at what you should be. So moving as fast as your slowest person gives you a better opportunity to look at look for clues, things on the ground, or other experienced professionals can come back to it later. All right, marking a route. Okay, so when you have multiple teams out doing search lines in a specific area, obviously you don't want the teams to be searching the same areas over and over again, because that would be pointless. So the persons on the end of each line are on the end of the lines are going to mark the trails mark their pathways with flagging tape. So every 30 feet or so, they're going to mark the area with a piece of flagging tape showing that, yes, my team has searched this area.
Why have you not seen this before? Because this is Army issued equipment, right? It's still the same concept. You can still buy these, but they're not necessarily going to be nice and pretty OD or OD green, all right? Does that make sense? Once we're finished with this class and everybody does a good job, myself and Captain Sewell, we say, yes, sure, you're G2G, good to go, whatever. You can go ahead and put in this information, put that under your first aid or equivalent. It's under ground team level 3, and also under bloodborne pathogens. I think that's still on there. They may have taken it off, I'm not sure. What is first aid? Good. Okay, yeah. First aid is the initial response. Okay, it is basic first aid. You are pretty much, if you're the first person on scene, you want to apply these skills that you learn in the first aid realm, okay? So whatever that you learn here in this course is what you're going to be certified to do. If you know something else, that's great because you've seen it on ER or you've seen it on TV before. You can't do that, okay? This course will not certify you do certain things that I don't show you, okay? So out of the book, first aid what it actually means, word for word, is the immediate care that you give someone with an illness or injury before trained help arrives. Okay, trained help, according to the book, is your EMTs and above. Okay, your EMTs, your doctors, your nurses, your PAs, all these different healthcare professionals. As a first aid provider, you're not considered a healthcare professional.
Up into teams based on your training needs. So these are the teams that we came up with based on your training needs. Ground Team 1, for the first sortie, the ground team leader will be Mr. Zweigel. There you are right there. Will be the ground team leader. On that team will be Mr. Malden, Mr. Warren, Mr. Lewis, Mr. Workman, cadet, and the ground team leader supervisor will be Lieutenant Gaitan. And the MRO for that mission will be Lieutenant Leach. Okay, specifically working radios only. Okay, ground team 2 will be led by Mr. Adams. Raise your hand, please. And that team will be Mr. Redfield, Mr. Workman, senior member, Mr. Apperson, cadet, Mr. Sewell, working as MRO only, Mr. Clevenger, and Mr. Cunningham. I take it back. Take Cunningham off there. Mr. Cunningham will be supervising the MRO. Oh, let's work that up. MSO, our safety officer for this mission, is Mr. Cunningham, back here. Ground branch director is Mr. Brown, back here. Mr. Tom Martin, if you would, MRO for this first inside command post, please. And our MSA is, where's he at? Mr. Cooper, right over there, okay? And Ed Leonard will be supervising the ground team leader for ground team 2. Basically, a wife has called in multiple times since the storm. Her husband was due in at Gimlin Airport, and he is way, way overdue. We've had no reports of a plane down. We don't have any reports of an ELT as of yet, but communications are just coming back up. Okay?
Was it every 30 minutes?
Every 30 minutes,
okay.
Like starting on the hour.
Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any wildlife.